Happy Easter everyone, and welcome back to the Ark Survival Guide. We recently made a guide on how to get hundreds of bunny eggs per minute using an Easter egg dispenser, and I was overwhelmed by how many people commented that this guide made the Easter event so much more fun for them. But I also got tons of comments saying, what about people who play on servers where flyers cannot pick up bunny dodos, or people who don't even have flyers? So this is part 2 of our Easter egg dispenser guide, which will show you lots of ways to bring bunny dodos back to your base without carrying them on flyers at all. It's best to watch them all so you can pick out which trick will work best depending on your level, map, and available resources, but if you're short on time, use the timestamps to skip right to a specific trick. And while I'm showing you tricks to get around the rules, I'll show you how to fly bunny dodos around the map on Ark Genesis official PVE servers as a little bonus. And if this video helps you, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends, subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for all notifications so you don't miss out on our next Easter event guide, which is coming soon. If you haven't seen part 1 of this guide, where I showed you step by step how to build an epic Easter egg dispenser, check out that video. And if you want to see something really fun you can do with this design, Jacob and Sarah at Flipsider Entertainment turned this into an epic competition to see who could collect bunny eggs the fastest, and I'm sure you'll really enjoy watching that. Check the links in the description of this video for those videos and more helpful Easter guides from this channel. So let's get started rounding up some bunny dodos. Now, if you cannot pick up bunny dodos and you're playing single player, you can just go into your advanced settings, and really close to the top there's a setting called Allow Flyer Carry PVE. And what that does is if you check that box, it lets you pick up dinos and players, including bunny dodos. So you just check that box and you are good to go. But if you're playing on an official PvE server, they've set that rule to always not allow you to pick up players and dinos. And that's actually a very good thing, because otherwise toxic players could pick you up and drop you off cliffs, drop nasty dinos into your base, and all kinds of crazy bad things could happen. But I have figured out several ways to get around this and still get bunny dodos into your base and get thousands of bunny eggs during the Easter event. And this first method is super easy to do. Now, for most of these tricks, we're going to need to put a ramp on the back of the bunny dodo dispenser, and that's pretty simple. We'll just snap a couple ramps right onto the back wall, and I'm going to put 2 sets of them just to make this easier to get them up the ramps. And we're going to drag the dodos up here, get them to fall down in, and they'll just drop right into the pen as long as we're careful. Now, this first method is super easy. We just shoot the dodo with a grappling hook and drag it back to our base, and he'll kind of bounce around like a ping pong ball. It's important to know if you jump on a saddle, it will disconnect and drop the dodo, and you've just lost a grappling hook. So we're going to shoot this guy again, and sometimes it takes a couple shots to actually get it right. And if we hit the fire button, it will reel him in closer to us, which can make it easier to get him into the pen. Now, you need to be level 47 to make grappling hooks, and the resources are relatively expensive for every hook you shoot. And even though this is the most simple trick, we'll show you some even better ways to do this, because we've got lots of tricks in this video. Now, if you have a griffin and a grappling hook, this is probably the easiest way to get dodos from all over the map. Make sure you don't dive bomb and kill them, but if you're riding a griffin, you can pull out the crossbow while you're riding it and have the dodo just dangling behind you. So we'll reel it in a little bit and then put away our crossbow, and as we fly around, the griffin just carries it and it bounces around behind us. And we can even dive bomb and fly in the air really fast, but if you land on the dodo, you kind of land like that and fall out of the sky, so be careful of that. But if we're really careful, we can maneuver it right over the pen, and then we pull our grappling hook back out once it finally stops bouncing around a little bit. And when it's over the pen, we can just click the C button or crouch button, and that will drop it straight down. So it's a little difficult to get it right. You can also reel it out with the alternate fire button to get it so it's sitting on the ground, and then we'll just drop it right into the pen, and it's super simple and easy. You can pick up dodos from all over the map with this technique really easily, even on official servers. Now, I'll show you this next trick on Genesis because everybody knows you cannot use flyers at all on Ark Genesis, right? But I've got a little workaround for that too. So in the ocean biome, you can get dodos really safely and easily, but if you hop on a tapehara, you cannot jump on the saddle, right? But you can board the passenger seat. And from there, you can pull out your crossbow and shoot a grappling hook onto a bunny dodo and reel it on in. Now this doesn't help you because you still can't fly on the tapehara, right? But here's the thing, according to the game, I'm not technically flying. Nobody is flying this tapehara, I'm just riding in the passenger seat, right? So we're cool, right? Yeah, actually we are cool. As long as you touch the water, the tapehara will not touch the water and he will take off. A tapehara will not take off the ground with somebody riding on the passenger seat. But if you whistle for it to go over water, it'll immediately start flying, and then you can whistle for it to go anywhere in the air, and you're airborne, and we are dragging this bunny dodo behind us the whole time. Now we just have to fly to whatever place we've got our base set up, and fly over the bunny dodo dispenser and drop it on in. It's a lot harder to maneuver this way, and I don't really recommend this technique, but if you can't use flyers at all, it's an amazing way to get around the no flyer rule and the no PVE flyer carry rule. And is this dodo seriously gonna walk off this cliff? Okay. Yeah, this is why dodos went extinct in real life, too. Good thing we got a backup plan. Just keep doing your thing, little guy. You'll be just fine. So let me give you guys a quick bonus here and show you how to fly on a tapehara in Ark Genesis, even if you don't have any water nearby. So as soon as they touch any body of water, they'll take off and fly. But they will not take off the ground if you're riding a passenger seat. But if you get them to follow you, they'll get up into the air, you can hop in the passenger seat, and then immediately whistle for them to go up into the air. They'll immediately start landing, but if you keep whistling up into the air, they'll eventually take off and get you airborne, and you can fly anywhere you want in Ark Genesis. Pretty handy trick. Now this one is not my favorite because it's really hard to aim, but you can technically tame a Bloodstalker at a super low level and use it to drag dodos all over the map. But it is actually pretty hard to drag them around properly, and it's real easy to lose them along the way. Pretty hard to hit them again. So this is really not my first recommendation, but if you've got a Bloodstalker and it's your best option, this is a really good way to get those dodos back to your base. Also, you might notice a Capro in the background. I tested to see if Capros or Mammoths can carry dodos, but even though they're land dinos, they still cannot carry anything with PVE Flyer Carry disabled. Now this trick is actually great. We're going to use a lasso to carry a dodo using a horse. Now if you make an Equus saddle, which is level 20 requirement, you can put some thatch and fiber into its inventory, and it will let you craft lassos right into the horse's inventory. Now, if you're riding the horse and you equip the lasso to your hotbar, you can actually use it from the horse. They only work if you're on the horse's back, but if we're careful, we can walk up to this dodo, and with a little bit of practice, which I apparently need, you can hit the dodo with the lasso, and you'll see it hits him, and now he is actually tethered to our horse. It's a little bit tricky with the camera because you're stuck in first person now, but if you use K mode or third person camera, then it's a little easier to maneuver. You can still make it go right and left a little bit, and you can actually move relatively fast, and it just kind of bounces around behind us. So we have to very carefully maneuver it to get it to go up the ramp, and we have to slow down a lot as we're coming up to this part to make sure it doesn't just fly right over the box. But if we're careful, we can get the dodo to come right over here, and if we let go of it right at the right point, we can get it to go right into the box. And this one actually was really helpful and easy. So this is a great option. You can tame a horse at any level and ride it, but level 20 is what you need for that saddle that lets you actually use the lassos. Now, if you don't know how to tame a horse, watch the video at the link in the description where I tamed a unicorn, which is exactly the same thing, and that'll show you a really effective trick to tame horses. Now, this technique is a little dangerous, but it does work, and you can do this if you're level 1 if you want. Now, all over the white shoals especially are these little blue glowing flowers, and these are actually rare flowers, but you can find them on every map, and I actually have several guides on how to get rare flowers on just about every map. and I'll put some links in the description for those. Now, if you eat a rare flower, everything around you, no matter what it is and no matter how passive it is, will come and try to kill you, including dodos, lystrosaurs, pteranodons. Everything hates you so much if you eat one of these flowers. Now, in our guide to get bunny dodo eggs, we showed you a design to make a dodo pen on top of a raft, and you can sail all over the map with this. Now, if you add a ramp to that, you can use a rare flower and get a dodo to follow you up the ramp into the pen. And this works pretty well. If it loses interest, you might have to punch it a couple times, but do make sure you kill off every wild dino around you, no matter how nice it normally is, because those lystrosaurs will get vicious and they will come for you. And when you get it back up to your dodo pen, you can just get it to chase you up a ramp and then hop over the dodo pen, and it'll come and jump right into it. But be really careful, because if you fall in that dodo pen, those dodos will be angry, and I am not responsible if you get pecked to death by dodos, and that is pretty humiliating. But that would definitely make the list of dumbest ways to die in Ark. And by the way, let me know in the comments, what is the dumbest way you have ever died in Ark? Mine was probably punching a tree too many times, and I lost a fist fight with a tree and died within the first probably 5 or 10 minutes of playing Ark. So let me know in the comments what happened to you guys. I would love to hear that. Also, I meant to say earlier, if you use a rare flower, it gives you 10 seconds of the rare flower debuff, and you've got to keep eating them every 10 seconds or everything loses interest. So you will need a lot of rare flowers, 10 seconds each, so you'll need 6 per minute to keep the dodos chasing you. So, real quick before we wrap up this guide, I'll show you how to build a ramp on the Deluxe edition of the Easter Egg Dispenser, because that thing is really tall and it's hard to get a ramp all the way down unless you know what you're doing. So, I'll show you step by step really quick how to add that ramp, and then we'll put a couple dodos in there just to show you. So I'm going to snap a ceiling right here because I want a ladder that's going to let me climb up over this pen. And this will make it a little easier to maneuver dodos to have some ceilings over this way too. But this is going to mostly provide a snap point that we can stand on to add these ramps down the back. Now, normally you can add like 2 ramps at a time and then you can't snap them any further without support. But because these have foundations right next to them, we can snap them all the way down without adding any additional supports. So there we go, really simple ramp, and now we just need to grab a dodo, and this one will do just fine. So we're going to drag him back over the ramp, and oh, quick thing, if you hop over a foundation, structure, rock, something like that, just like I just did, it will actually disconnect that grappling hook. That's why when you hop on a saddle, it disconnects it. So be real careful not to run over anything that's going to make you bounce. And it's totally fine if a dodo bounces around like a crazy thing. And if it happens, you might want to sit still for a second until it stops bouncing, because they are really hard to maneuver as you're bouncing them around. But we're going to come around the corner, and it should be a lot easier if we stand on this second ceiling here, but even if we slip and fall in, it's okay. And once we get the dodo where we want it, we'll just hit the C button or crouch button, and we will disconnect that grappling hook. Well, that's all for part 2 of our guide on how to make an epic Easter egg dispenser to get all the bunny eggs you ever dreamed of for the Easter Eggstravagant Adventure event. Hopefully this will get all the official PVE players out there, thousands of Easter eggs, and hundreds of chibis. Let me know in the comments how this works for you, and I would love to hear which chibis you get during these tricks. What are your favorite chibis, and which ones do you want the most? Also, please give this video a thumbs up if it helped you, share it with your friends so they can get tons of bunny eggs before the Easter event ends on April 13th. Also, make sure you watch our full Eggstravagant Adventure 6 event guide at the link in the description if you haven't seen that yet. There's lots of great info there to help you get the most out of this event. And be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for all notifications, because I am working on another guide on how to paint Easter eggs, and anything else you want to paint, really. But that will help you a lot to have even more fun during this Easter event. We also have tons of other helpful guides, tips, tricks, live streams, and Let's Plays coming to this channel very soon, and you won't want to miss any of that. And after you finish this video, you should check out an epic video on one of my absolute favorite YouTube channels, Flipsider Entertainment. Jacob and Sarah built a much cooler version of our bunny egg dispenser and turned it into an awesome game where they competed to see who could collect bunny eggs the fastest, and I'm sure you will really enjoy that. Check the link in the description to watch it, and while you're there, give them a like, drop a comment, and say hi for me. So happy Easter, everyone, and until next time, stay safe, have fun, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video.
If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media so your friends can enjoy it too.
And make sure you subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to enable all notifications, because we have lots of awesome new guides, tips, tricks, live streams, and let's plays for Ark and other awesome games coming soon, and you won't want to miss any of that.
We already have lots more fun and helpful videos just like this one, so check out the links at the end of this video to keep watching. You can also chat with other gamers if you join our channel's Discord at the link in the description.
If you want to earn great rewards while supporting this channel, click the join link next to the subscribe button for more information about our channel memberships. We want to give a big thank you to some of our biggest supporters of this channel: Sabo0283, Cole Parmenter, Emmy Fisher, Wolfgirl Be Like, Kelly Razak, and Ashley Owens. Thank you all so much for everything you do to make this channel possible.
So until next time, we hope you have fun on your own video game adventures, and
We will see you in our next video.